And with that being done, welcome back to the video. So it's been a while since we've worked on the LS. As you can see, haven't moved it very much. Brought it to Simply. Great weekend, but it is time to finally get back to work on it. Today what we have planned, I'm going to test fit some wheels, which I will show you in a couple minutes. This is on bricks because this tire is debeaded, the other three are fine. So I put it on wood. Wood will come in handy on test fitting the wheels anyways. And then we are also going to be laying out and kind of figuring out what I need and how we're setting up the fuel cell for the LS. I have the fuel cell and 99% of what I need in the back of the Dodge, and it's been there since I bought all of it. So we're gonna take it out. I will show you guys the current trunk setup, which I actually fixed and made pretty official. The couple days before Simply, I actually made a fuel neck, which I'll show you in just a minute. I gotta go grab the Lexus keys, but that's gonna be a little run through for today. I gotta get a video out. It's been a while since I've vlogged, let alone got content on the LS. So we will talk about updates, we will talk about the passenger side floor, we will talk about maybe the new setup, maybe some new color, so paint coming soon, and then also doing the fuel cell and routing everything through the actual car. So I'm gonna grab the keys, we will bring over some wheels, I'll show you those, and let's get a start to the day. Here's one set and here is the other set. The rest are in the garage. I only brought one of these out because these KFs are squared. So these are 18 by 10 all around with 4.5 inch lips and 5.5 inch barrels. These are one front and one rear. These are 11.5 wide, these are 10.5 wide. This has a 5 inch lip and this has a 6 inch lip. So 4.5 inch lip, 5 inch lip, 6 inch lip, and they all have 5.5 inch barrels. So that'll make it nice test fitting. What I want to do is kind of figure out the overall plan, figure out what I can squeeze in. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fit these 6 inch lips. I did take out some camber for Simply to basically fit these wheels. I was having issues with the barrel clearance hitting the strut, so I took a couple degrees out, which basically pushed that out. Not sure if I'm gonna have to adjust that for the 6 inch lips. I'm hoping they will just barely clear. I don't plan on running these, or at least this big of a lip, for a while. I want to maximize the driving ability of this, even though of course it is on the ground. I want to take my front upper control arms and finally put them back on, max those out, which would bring the top of the wheel in, allowing me to run the biggest lip size possible, and then run minimal amount of camber from the spindle, which helps with barrel clearance on wheels. So that's what today's about. We are going to test fit all of these, figure out what spacers, or figure out how much clearance we have. I do apologize for the wind. It's kind of windy, but it makes it a nice day to vlog. And after that, I plan on grabbing all of the fuel stuff and kind of laying it out, figuring out the plan. I have braided lines already. I have all of the AN fittings. I did have a fuel pump, but I let Jose use that because his went out and he needed to drive his car. So I will have to order that, but at least today we will be able to test fit these wheels, figure out what we can fit and how much camber we're going to be able to run or have to run, and go from there. So let's get to it. I'm going to take the rivers off and let's get these KFs on. Well, here we are. They do fit, actually, surprisingly. They do fit pretty well. And I've actually got a decent amount of clearance underneath. I do think that I would have an issue with the barrel rubbing on the coil. Right now I do not. I can't move it because it's an automatic, but I don't have an issue right now. Once the actual car has weight on it, what it's gonna do is take that wheel like this and it goes in towards the actual strut. So I believe I'm gonna have an issue. I might still try and put it on the ground, see if it touches, throw a slip-on and see if that works. But I'm surprised how the 6-inch lips sucked in. Right after I took out camber too for the rivers for Simply Weekend. But that's without weight on it. So I'm gonna let some weight on the ground. We'll see how she fits and we'll see if she hits. Again, apologize for the wind, but these are the 6-inch lips on the car. I actually put, well, let's see. Yep, I put one slip-on on, a 7 mil, and it is still stopping at the strut. I did try and put this like 3 millimeter on as well, but then it wouldn't give me enough threads on the actual stud to put a lug nut on. So the wheel couldn't be up, but I do have, you know, plenty of space to, I don't know, still put another one on. What I was thinking is maybe a 15 mil, and then if I couldn't put the wheel on because of the 15 mil studs, then I could always shave those down, but I don't know. We'll figure it out maybe after I put on the front uppers to get more lip camber up front and less spindle camber. I might actually be able to run these 6 inches up front and then maybe put the 5s in the back with the spacer. So I'm gonna lift these up. I'm going to test fit the 5s, see if I have any issue maybe with the spacer, see how they look, and then I also want to fit the silver ones on the front. So I'm gonna take a couple pictures, honestly, probably mix and match, take some cool pictures, post it on the Instagram. So go down below, link down below to my Instagram if you guys want to check that out, or it's Logan_Lamb11, and go see some of the cool stuff we post. So catch up with you guys in a couple. And boom. So both of the silvers are on. I did take a picture and I left the orangish gold ones on the back with the silver ones up front, but I kind of want to take a picture of all of the setup. So I did the orange in the back, silver up front, now all silver. Now I want to do the orange up front, see what I need to fit those, throw the rivers back on, and yeah, I'm gonna make a post with all of the different setups, and I kind of want to see what you guys like. So drop a comment down below as well if you like the rivers, if you like the silver ones, if you like the gold ones, and you know, we'll go from there. Just so you're aware, the Vloggers haven't gone anywhere. Jose is enjoying them on the Accord, and I'm not in a rush for them back. I have these wheels, and I'm kind of mixing and matching some stuff. I wanted to test fit these again because I want to adjust, you know, some camber numbers, some different suspension components, and overall mix up my setup, which will also mix up the size of wheels that I can run. So that's what this video is for. Time to get the car back in the air. We'll put the orange ones up front, see how those fit, and yeah, that's about it. Just so you're aware, again, these are 4.5-inch lips. I did have to put a, I think, 20 mil spacer up front to clear the 5.5-inch barrel. All of my camber is from Spindles. If you're interested in spindles, hit me up in the DMs down below, both Octane and Zip Tie's Instagram and my personal. We make custom spindles. And then after those spindles are off, I put the uppers on and do other spindles with less camber. I won't have to run as aggressive as a spacer unless it's to clear the big brakes, which means I can run a bigger lip. All of this is for testing purposes, and hope you guys are enjoying. So let's get the gold ones up front and see how it looks. Golds are up front, same spacer as the silver ones, but 1/2 inch bigger lip. It clears. I don't know how turn radius is going to be, but it is pretty close. It looks good though. Those are 5-inch lips and they clear it pretty easy without an upper control arm. So I think I have no doubt in my mind that if I throw the upper control arms on and then just get the rest of the camber for probably about -15, I don't think I have any issue running the 6-inch lips. So I'm gonna try and block you guys from the wind, but this is what it looks like with the silver and the golds on. I'll get you a little angle like this before my shadow goes on the car. I don't know, you guys tell me. I think I'm gonna try all of the golds on the front and the rear, and then after that maybe put the rivers back on and do the rivers with the golds in the front. So just want to get some mix match, but of course this is my bad fender. I was backed into in Chick-fil-A when I first got the car, so you can kind of see the dent, but oh well, that'll be fixed. I have new fenders, and when paint comes in, that'll look better. But here we are, super close. Of course, when you turn, it'll probably pull the fender some, but looks super good. And then here is the 4.5-inch lips with a 25 mil spacer. They look pretty good. Decent fitment on the lips to the actual quarter panel. Don't bake in your quarters, your fenders, or any of your body, kids. I know I'm not one to speak because all this residue, but I kind of like the look until it gets painted. So anyways, now time to put the golds in the back, and we'll see how it looks. And we've got both of the orange, goldy orange, whatever you want to call them, on the car. If I get some tires, this is how she's gonna look. I kind of like it. I kind of think it's weird. Maybe it's the lime green center caps. I mean, it looks good. I don't know. Might get some tires and run them for a while, but battery's screaming at me. Go get one, and I'll be back. And the rivers are back on. Grabbed a battery. Wanted to put stuff back to stock, or not stock, but how it at least was. I took all of the VSKFs off. I did grab both. If you noticed on Instagram, I took a picture of every single different setup with the rivers, with the gold ones, with the silver ones. Mix and matched them, so I just posted that. If you don't follow me, go ahead and go down to the link below. Check that out if you want to shoot me a follow. Either way, it's time to clean up, but beforehand, I wanted to show you guys the fuel setup if you haven't watched any of the previous vlogs. So on the couple days before Simply, I wanted to make this thing a little bit more safe. I just had some coverings. I'm not going to say what the coverings are because it's a little ghetto, but I had some coverings over this hole and this hole, and instead this time what I did was I took the stock fuel neck. This is usually all the way back there. Fuel neck is long and reaches all the way to this gas tank door. Well, we're not using that anymore. I had to move the tank this way, and I never really had an actual setup. So I took basically a little part of this, I cut it off. I took a decent part of this, cut it off. This usually attaches to this, all one metal piece, but as you can see, I basically sectioned it, and then I went to AutoZone, and I just asked them. I didn't know what size or angle that I needed to connect the pieces, so they let me just go in the back, test fit different diameters, which is pretty cool. And then you know, just so I could push them on tight enough, as well as putting clamps, and this isn't going anywhere. This also is a functioning gas cap. Although this wiggles around, all this is for is to fill it up. So this, of course, still works, and that's pretty cool. Holds back some of the fuel, and there's a little flap in here that also holds basically everything from backsplash splashing back up into this little area. But thought I'd show you that. And on the other hand, I have all of my fuel cell stuff on the ground over there. It's a little bit windy. I'm gonna try to keep you out of the wind, but I wanted to show you this setup. It is a little bit dirty. Of course, all of this will be cleaned up. At least my plan right now is to, you see these frame rails right here on both sides. I want to cut out everything underneath all of that, and then make a flat piece and then drop the fuel cell in. Either do that, or maybe instead of this raised area, cut all of it out, and then wherever the bumper hangs, maybe just above that, make a flat plating and then put the cell in there. So I could, I don't know, maybe make something flat to cover, put all my storage space, and then have like a compartment to open and put fuel in. Thought that'd be pretty cool. Either way, I just wanted to give you kind of a roundabout of what we're working with here. We'll go talk about the fuel cell in a second, show you what I've got, tell you what I need. And because I actually have to trim some of my neighbors' palms down, throwing me a little cash, so sorry, the glare makes it all hard to see. I'm gonna do that before it gets too late and too dark. We'll clean up everything, of course. I'm glad I could at least get some pictures, test fit some of these. Again, the silver ones are potentially going on a different car, so stay tuned. Drop a comment down below what you think it might be going on. I definitely want to hear that, and I definitely want to hear some of your opinions on like the different colorways. I think the orange is a little bit funky, but so is my paint, so I kind of think it works. Clean up a little bit, and then we'll talk about some of the fueling stuff. I ended up picking this stuff up quite a while ago, actually. I got a deal on it, and one of the homies hooked it up. So I forgot what size tank this is. Definitely forgot, but I guess we'll see after the first fill up. Most of this, I will say, is off of Amazon or eBay, but if it works, it works. I do have a pillar gauge, probably won't use that. Might be neat, might take the gauge out of it. I have a fuel pressure regulator, which we definitely will need. I've got a fuel filter right here, fuel pump bracket, so it's not just slinging around everywhere. Let's see what else we got here. Honestly, this is my first time doing a fuel cell. It is not that hard in my opinion. Then again, I haven't done it yet, but it's pretty much like rerunning all of the fuel stuff that I already ran in there. If you go back and watch any of the old videos, I took all of my hard lines for my fuel system and I ran it from the underneath of the car inside the car. I ran it from the engine bay. I had to make some soft line adapters that went through and behind the firewall, and then I brought both of the hard lines, the feed and the return, through the firewall on the passenger side, ran it basically where the trans tunnel is underneath the back seat and into the back. So that's probably where I'm gonna end up running all of this stuff. Let's check out some of the rest of this stuff. Another fitting. Got some more fittings. There is a decent amount of money in fittings, I will say that. The overall price probably that I got all this stuff will just cover the fittings. Thread sealant. We've got, here we go. I don't even know what this is. Oh, that is for the gauges. Glow shift. Not a big fan of those, but hey, if they work, they work. More fittings. Not sure what that Johnny is. We'll check that out. Fittings. Fittings. Probably a fitting. Oh, black button. Oh, I think this is one of those buttons. Oh, sweet. So I do kind of want to set up my fuel system to be on like not a relay and not to the ignition. I want it off a button just so I can control it, and I know that the fuel pump is not going to be overworked or overused when I just have accessory on. So might use these or get some metal high quality ones. I have some Grommets. These would be pretty cool for running when I basically drill out a piece or a hole in the metal. I can put those through and then run this through there so that this isn't moving around and getting cut up on the sharp pieces of metal we just cut. And I think that's really about it. Some more different cool fittings and stuff, but there we go. I'm excited to do this. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. If you have talked to me about moves on this vehicle, the next moves were fuel cell and paint, but none of those have come because obviously you see the car, so it's time to start making a change. I do have more fenders. I have a nice new bumper. I do want to get new headlights, so if I get depot headlights or if I end up taking these and trying to redo them, all of the brackets on them are broken, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or try and source some from a junkyard. The tail lights are kind of off and on with working. One side works and then the other side doesn't work when the light should be on, but when I hit the brake lights it works. I'll have to check that out. Have to get a new windshield. Sounds like I'm doing a lot of stuff, but it just means content for you guys, right? So floor also needs to be fixed, the passenger floor. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, scroll back like, I don't know, maybe like 10 posts or something, and you'll see what actually caught my frame underneath the car. Basically raised up the floor. All the structure part is still there, but now I have no passenger seat and no flat flooring. It's like a mountain in there, but I'm excited to get the interior together. I'm excited to finally get this car all in one piece, match the camber, find some wheels that really look good on it, and not have it all raggedy looking anymore. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a video I needed to get out, and now I'm pretty excited on getting this fuel stuff out. So hopefully that will be in the next day or two. I'm gonna order the fuel pump tonight so I can start putting all of this together. maybe run some of this roughly through the car, figure out if I'm gonna need any more. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel, thank you for watching all the way through. Hit that thumbs up, it helps more than you know. And shoot a subscription down below. Make sure you turn on those notification bells to get the notified every single time I drop a banger, or at least I think a banger anyways. But thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Later.